Hello, welcome back to Master of Orion 2. In this game I'm playing Feudal and Uncreative, and as a cherry on top I'm also playing Hidden Tech Tree. Meaning I can't click into the categories, to see future techs, which makes Uncreative extremely bad. A little bit of a guessing game. So don't know if I'd play it again, but it's made things interesting if nothing else. Now the current situation is I've just developed a pretty big blow to both the Sacra and Illyrian fleets. As you can see, they've dropped the Sacra, the red line there. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm pretty sure this is it going down, because that's what would make a lot more sense than this going up. Plus the Illyrian fleet, still very strong, still a lot stronger, both of them, a lot stronger than me. But at least they've been weakened. It actually captured a bunch of ships, which is reflected in this graph as well. You can see it shoot up like that. Ooh. Okay, that was a mistake. Didn't mean to do that. I'll just quickly load game here. Sorry about that. Okay. I think I meant to click on info instead of ending turn there. So it went up, and that's because I've actually captured a bunch of ships. I captured, I think it was 4 Titans, and I scrapped maybe 2 of them and then lost another one in the fight with the Sacra. But now I have these 3 Doomstars. These are Sacra Doomstars. As you can see, only Zortrium armor, not so great, but got a molecular-tronic computer, class 5 shield. All that stuff has class 5 shield, whereas I don't have any shield. So we've also got tractor beam, anti-missile rocket. I think I've already got tractor beam. Yeah, pretty sure I've already got tractor beam. Anti-missile rockets I don't think I have. Any matter torpedoes I don't think I have. And neutron blaster I also don't have. I think battle scanner I've already got that. Heavy fighters is another one. And then here, cloaking device. So my point is, if I was to scrap these, I would get 1 or 2 technologies, those which I don't have. The one that concerns me most is Zortrium armor. I really don't want to get that, because I've already got Neutronium, but it still counts as a technology I don't have. Oh, never mind, sorry. I do have Zortrium armor. Getting molecular electronic computer would be very good. Not so much to increase chances of hitting, but to increase the initiative of the ships. So that would perhaps give me first turn in some of these fights. Now these Doomstars, I think, tempting to scrap them, but I'm actually going to hang on to them. I will scrap that Titan there. Maybe I'll get Structural Analyzer. So I'm going to switch up my research just for a second. Now I'm going to scrap this Titan. Okay, we got anti-missile rockets, so that's great. And there's another big Sacra fleet coming in, so I want to actually hang on to the Doomstars so I can fight off that fleet. I do have anti-missile rockets now though, so if they happen to fire any rockets at me, I might be able to shoot them down. And I pretty much just got all the colonies producing battleships. Very important at the moment. So this fleet's going to move in, 2 turns to rest. I could probably buy a couple of battleships. Do have some pretty decent money. Let's make sure these have space academies there. I believe I can travel 7 turns between, 7 parsecs between colonies, thanks to jump gate. So these stars can all get to each other within a single turn, which is very important. So I will kind of want to go towards Confederation Yeah, actually, I will get Australia University. Kind of go from there. The other thing I can do is give the Trilarians a technology. Question is, Mega Fluxes would be good. I'm not going to give them Death Ray though. High Energy Focus. Yeah, there's a lot of choices. Most of these, they probably are only willing to give me if I give them Death Ray. Even Survival Pods, they want High Energy Focus. So I'll see what technologies I do. Okay, surprisingly, they don't have Graviton Beam. I don't want the opponents to get these technologies though, because I'm worried that the Trilarians will simply trade it to them. So we'll see that they don't have powered armor by the looks of things. Surprised the Sakura don't have high energy focus. Could be problematic if I give that to the Trilarians. Doomstar Construction as well. Interesting. Very high level technology, so of course they won't accept anything less than Death Ray for it. Mega Fluxes would be very good. Mega Fluxes just increases the space on ships by 25%. I might do it this way. I'll give them high energy focus for a spying tech, and then hopefully, yeah, psionics would be better because you get the morale bonus, and then they're only going to accept Death Ray for anything else. So that's going to increase my spying bonus, and hopefully I can steal more technologies from the Sakura. It also increases morale across the board. So now I have this 10% psionics bonus, which is kind of nice. That'll help build ships faster. Now with all that done, I will end turn. We'll see what happens. A couple of transports, we'll just pop those quite easily. Ooh, a space eel has been taken out by the Illyrians. So we're all thankful that they were capable of destroying the beast. I'm thankful that the eel came in, because that probably distracted them for a little bit. So that's kind of nice. And once again, I'm going to have an issue with command points. So I won't be able to build. Let's see what these other fleets are doing. Another fleet from the Illyrians, going to Omicron this time. But I can easily, now that I'm confined to this top left corner of the galaxy, it's easier to defend. So that's a saving grace of sorts. So let's go here. So I'm going to have to deal with these fleets pretty much one at a time. Hopefully I'll be able to deal with them. Might just grab a fighter garrison here. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I might just attack the Sakura fleet because I'm worried they're not going to attack me. Never mind. Okay, here we go. This guy has a cloaking device, so I can simply wait with him. Alright, let's see what leaders they have, if any. So these ships, they are veterans. But they otherwise don't have great equipment. Yeah, these ones only have oh, that one's got a molecular electronic. Oh, okay, so this one's got molecular electronic, whereas this one's got positronic plus battle scanner and still the same beam attack. But 185 beam attack. You can look at my ships. Mine have very high beam defense, so they're actually not going to do that much damage, I think, or I hope. Now let's see if there's any leaders. Okay, there's a leader there. Okay. Now that wasn't a miss, that was the shield. I know it doesn't really seem obvious, but the neutron blast is dissipated over this distance. And we're doing less than 5 or less damage each, and hence it appeared to, it looked like a miss, but it's not technically a miss. If you're shooting at that range, oh, that was a waste of torpedoes. That's my bad. The fighters will automatically target another ship when I destroy this ship, but those torpedoes unfortunately are going to disappear. So it's a waste of torpedoes. So I've already made not a huge mistake, but I have made a mistake already. Okay, as you can see, torpedoes disappeared, but the fighters are presumably piloted by people, and hence they can just target another ship. Whereas the missiles, or in this case torpedoes, are computer controlled, but they don't have the right computer, I guess you could say, to automatically target the next ship. There's a specific technology for that called Dauntless Guidance System, which I don't have. Okay, that's their leaders gone, I think. So already we can see in this particular version of the game, once the leader's gone, the effects of the leader disappear instantly. Whereas in the base game, I think they last until the end of the round. So we can see here, the beam attack has dropped by 30, which is very, very important. So I don't think these guys really are going to do that much damage to me at all. So this should be a pretty decisive victory. Hopefully I can capture some more there. Ooh, okay. That was, these are transporters. They're using transporters on my battleships that I moved forward. Okay, they captured a ship. I can easily capture it back there, it's no big deal. The starbase is on 1 health, so that's great. Nothing can be done with that. These tractor beams are potentially a problem. So they've actually captured 2 of my battleships using transporters. I think these have bat transporters as well though, so I can actually capture them, especially these ones that I've shot already. So the death rays have killed most of their marines. I'm out of range though, so for now I'm just going to capture this guy back. Lots of heavy fighters coming at me. Looks like these are all out of range. Probably not this one though. So I capture my ships back. Now see if this guy doesn't have transporters. He's got more neutron blasters though. So I do need to be careful of these transporters. Admittedly, I underestimated them. Ironically, nothing to target using anti-missile rockets. And in rather frustrating fashion, these heavy fighters have particle beams. The computer somehow got particle beam off of me. I'm going to use attractor beams to immobilize this guy. I'm going to start capturing some of these ships. They don't all have transporters, so I probably should target the ones. I can also shoot them to kill all their marines, at which point having transporters won't do them any good. So I might start dividing my fire. Just to kill off the marines. That one has transporters but doesn't have many marines on it. This one has transporters, full 30 marines. So I might target the ship until all the marines are gone. Okay, there we go, down to one marine. I basically rinse and repeat until all the marines are gone, at least on the ships that have transporters. Now the particle beams ignore the shield, but then the death ray is the one that has to kill the marines. So not the best synergy between particle beams and death rays. Shoot this guy one more time just with the death rays. Finish off that last marine. Wouldn't really want to be a marine in this situation. Rather very, very deadly. Okay, that one has transporters. Okay, I think that's most of the Marines gone now. I've got to clean up these heavy fighters as well. It's quite a technical battle, this one. Now I'm just going to start targeting ships, any ships that have Marines left. There's still the potential for them to capture the ships the old-fashioned way without using transporters. So there was still a raid there, so okay. Still a few raids going on, so they do still have some ability to launch Marines. Starve's still alive somehow. A lot of my ships are now immobile because of the tractor beams. It looks like I've lost most of my Marines as well, because they're using neutron blasters. Ooh, that one had transporters, so probably I really should have attempted capture of something. And then this one doesn't have transporters, so I can't do that. That's another big blunder. All right, let's see how many of these I can capture. Very few Marines remaining. So I still have one Doomstar left by the looks of things. Don't think it's going to survive though. Okay, can't capture if I have no marines left. Okay, another one's immobilized, but I need to still get into it. Okay, that guy doesn't want to be immobile. Got no marines left on this ship. Something's targeting me, I don't know what though. Let's find out. Okay, I think it was just a torpedo up here, which it dodged. It's not gonna let me move into there for some reason. Can I grab this one? Yes. No marines left. Ship just blew up here, but I wasn't really watching. So I don't know if that was my ship. Maybe it was. Okay, grabbed another one. This guy's still got some marines. The ships that have marines left are the really important ones right now. Trying to get them up there to capture the remaining ships. This guy's still got his full 20 marines. None of the ships here are immobile though. Okay, nice. See if we can immobilize this last guy. Nice, nice. Alright, now he's immobile as well. This one I can't actually really get in there to capture him, but it'd be really good if I could capture that Doomstar. Ooh, okay, that's not nice. No Marines left. Should be able to capture some of these. Not if they self-destruct though. Okay, next round. I think this ship here should be able to move down there to capture that. Okay, there we go. One Marine. There we go. Then we have Astro University and Research Confederation. And now I have... Okay, didn't get as many... I lost all three of the Doomstars, but I got a new Doomstar to replace it, which doesn't seem to be as good. It's got more heavy fighters. But now I've got some Titans that I can scrap. Question is, which ones are the ones to scrap? So I think my main mistake was because I didn't design those ships, I didn't realize or it wasn't in the forefront of my mind that I had transporters on some of those Doomstars, so I didn't use it when I should have. I don't think it would have made too much difference, but perhaps I'd have one or two more ships. So, bit of a mistake there. Just see what's going on here with these fleets. Yeah, they're going to Leyden. These are going to Omicron. Not too many, but these are superior to the ships I just fought. And perhaps the most not the most important thing, but an important point is that I took out those two leaders and none of their ships retreated. So those two leaders are now dead, which is good for me. Now, I researched Astro University, so we'll build those. But first, let's take a look at what we have here. transporters. I might scrap the ones that don't have transporters. Some of these they're not actually that good, like these ones. So let's get to the scrapping. They're all elite crew for some reason. These two are identical. So that one there just seems like a better version of this. These are probably much older. Anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. Neutron blaster and class 5 shield. Antimatter torpedo. Now this one should give me molecular electronic computer, which is a pretty big deal. Scrap this guy first. Okay, didn't get any technology. There we go, molecular electronic computer. This one, I might just use this one. It does have transporters. And I might use the Doomstar as well. Because I can't actually build Titans and Doomstars. Oh, I got the battleships as well. I forgot about them. The battleships were further down. Ooh, probably could have scrapped these and not the Titans. Another mistake. These don't seem that good though. One of them has, two of them have transporters. So I might keep those. Still only Zortrium. Everything's got Zortrium armor. Looks like they don't have neutronium. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the drawing board. We'll design the next. Oops. The Fighter 8. Fighter Mark 8. Finally got a shield after many battles and the like. Marines. There's transporters there. Now the downside to using a shield is that it takes up a lot of space. So I might ditch the reflection field now. Yeah, really not ideal. I do have instead of using particle beams, I might just use neutron blasters so I can have some more of them. And they'll synergize better with the death rays. Eventually I will research more levels of refinement in physics. I think this is an improvement. Reflection field is good though. Let me just read it one more time. So it takes up 25 space, whereas the shield takes up 50 space. Probably still better to have the class 5 shield just because of the reducing damage ability. Not only does it block damage, but it also reduces damage. Okay, I'll roll with that for now. Now I'm at 0 command points, which means I've got some, I guess you could call it breathing space, in a sense, to build all this stuff, such as the Astro University. So losing ships now isn't that big a deal, because I've used up all my command points. And they don't have leaders anyway. Well, I don't have any leaders. So I don't have to worry about that. on the one hand, obviously it's bad not to have leaders, but if you don't have them, you don't have to worry about losing them, if that makes sense. Okay, so now the next big fleet coming in is going to Omicron. Let's look at the graph. So Sacra, very devastated. They're actually below me now. So very happy with that. These guys are gaining veterancy. I did lose the starbase there. Don't actually remember seeing it blow up, but I remember it being on 1 HP, but it didn't actually die. Maybe it did die. Anyway, it's not there anymore, so I've got to rebuild it. Turn. Okay, Astro Universities are being constructed. Got all this production now that I can't really use. So I'm going to actually switch into research now. We'll continue the working towards the battleships, so I could switch back into battleship production when the time comes. But for now, the one exception will be, I think, these heavy gravity planets, because there's no point doing it, attempting any research whatsoever, because feudal with heavy gravity means no research. That one's ultra poor anyway, but silicoids are hard workers, so still quite a lot of production there, despite that. Okay, Astro University. Omicron is my main research center. I'm going to build this terraforming there. Bit of a long-term investment, but going to proceed. A few more fleets coming in. I hope my defenses are enough to take on a single Titan, otherwise got some embarrassment coming in. Use a fighter garrison instead, that'd be better. $700, okay. A little bit worried about that Titans coming into Cryzon. There is the Nebula though, so it probably won't be able to move there in a single turn. Alright, let's fight this Illyrian fleet. Maybe I can salvage some more technology. Try to make use of these transporters. That was a very transporter heavy battle, that one. The transporters, a very significant factor. Okay, here we go. As you can see, the Illyrian ships are quite a bit better. Already 2 of those ships I've captured have been destroyed. Okay, that was a lot more devastating than I was expecting. Pretty much lost my entire fleet right off the bat, which is a bit concerning. It's because these guys have the higher energy focus with structural analyzer, plus they've got a lot more beam attack. Having that first move is just, it's very good. So yeah, the Illyrians are vastly superior to the Sacra. Admittedly, I've underestimated them. After that victory, I thought I was in a pretty good situation, but Yeah, I really didn't expect this fleet to have this much firepower. Not sure what they've changed on their ships exactly, but they seem a lot better than the previous big fight. All right, looks like we're going back into ship production again. If you lose your capital, you do need to rebuild it. Not sure how much better this ship is going to do against that level of firepower. Should perhaps do better. Going from no shield to having some shield should do something. Managed to take out a couple of ships, including a Doomstar, but yeah, not looking good. So I'll buy as many of these ships as I can. And there's another big fleet moving up there. I think this might be the end. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Did feel like I was starting to make a bit of a comeback there. I did devastate the Sakura, so that's a little bit of a moral victory. But these Illyrians, they're a bit too strong for me. Okay, they're going to Leyden for some reason. And then there's more Doom fleets coming in. Ooh. Okay, I got my homeworld back, that's nice. When you capture your own people back, they automatically assimilate, so you don't have to go through all that BS waiting for them to assimilate. A lot of buildings were destroyed. I think that's from the, those devastating graviton beams. Okay, now they're going down to Chrysalon, but there is another big fleet going up to Leyden. Looks like they mostly have molecular electronic computer on these ships. Take out this guy first, should be pretty quick. And they've got transporters once again, so I better get to work on those Marines. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm dead now. I do have 5 battleships, but I can't repel. Yeah, the Illyrian fleet just went. Just look at that, just immediately rebuilt. And meanwhile, I'm down here. Sacra though, they'll rebuild fast as well, but yeah, I don't have much left. They can take out my battleship in a single shot. One BC with a net income of -1 BC. That's interesting. Yeah, it's simply too much firepower for me. It's an insane amount of heavy gravitron beams. Ooh. Okay, I think that's it. I'm officially dead. It's just a matter of I'll just sweep through these, take them out one by one. So instead of watching myself slowly die, I will surrender. Shame these spies couldn't get me some good stuff, but I guess their bonuses were a bit too high. So we've got here 20, 25, 35, and then I think the Confederation, I think it's just 0. Then they've got espionage -10. I don't think this affects the defensive agent, it's called. So I think they're still roughly 35. But anyway, it wasn't enough. But yeah, the Illyrians, got to hand it to them. I think they're well-designed race, of course. Being impossible, they get a lot of bonuses, things of that nature. But that's that's on me for I did pick impossible after all. but they were a bit too much for me. Might as well ask for peace. No. Don't suppose I could make an alliance with these. Probably should have tried this a while ago, but I don't think it'd make too much difference. Probably not the best thing for them now that I pulled them into the war, but I won't live to see it. Okay, we'll get this over with.
Your power is gone, fleet destroyed, armies scattered, cities crushed, people enslaved. Your insolence has cost you your empire.
Okay, oh yes, I almost forgot I wiped out the silicoids pretty early on. Looks like I managed to finish off the Clacons as well. Although the Illyrians had a lot to do with that. 87 captured colonists. Survived for 334 turns. Would have survived a few more turns, but doesn't really matter. So there you go. So obviously there the main problem was the combination of I think hidden tech tree. That was probably one of the more complicating factors. Is that, as I've said, like uncreative is already pretty bad, but then having the hidden tech tree on top of that makes it just horrendously bad because you can't even check ahead to see what the technology is going to be. So interesting challenge though. Maybe I will try it again just to see if it can be done. But obviously a lot of it comes down to what kind of technologies you roll. But at least, yeah, when you can see the whole tech tree, you can plan out what to move towards. I've played Uncreative before where not a single better armor type is available. So you don't even bother trying to research chemistry. You just go straight into other things and then try to get the armor in other ways. Getting neutronium armor, that was a pivotal moment, I think. Very huge leap forward in terms of the technology equipped on the fleet. But yeah, having the silicoids as my starting neighbors, that's probably the best chance I would have at winning that. I took them over pretty quick. I think on the score screen it said turn 79, so got them pretty quickly. But yeah, wasn't enough. The other thing I perhaps should have done was monitoring the technology the computer had, and when AutoLab became available, probably should have traded for that. Because when you have AutoLab is like the ideal technology for feudal. Because the feudal penalty only applies to the scientists. It doesn't apply to the flat bonuses. So if you have a research lab and an auto lab on every single planet, that's 35 research per planet, and you don't even need a single scientist. And the feudal penalty won't apply. You can have everyone producing ships or other stuff, but everyone on industry and food. Meanwhile, the automated research labs just do the research for you, and you can actually get quite a bit of research thanks to the auto lab. Like it is 30 research points per colony. So it's very very good. And if you get the lead, there's a leader I think that offers it, that gives it to you. If you get him when you're feudal, that's basically the game. You've won the game at that point because you just build auto labs and then the research penalty just goes away. And meanwhile, you have the ability to produce ships really quickly. And Confederation as well, very, very good. Both Sacra and Illyrian were Confederation, by the way, so they started as feudal, but eventually they got Confederation. I was researching Confederation, but too little too late. So overall, quite an interesting game, that one. Pretty happy with it. It was fun. Obviously disappointing to lose, but on the other hand, I don't want to win every single game because then the game wouldn't be fun. Still want to challenge and all that. So it is good to lose a game here and there. But yeah, few interesting learnings coming out of that one. But overall, was fun. I'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.